Hi everyone, it's Don and welcome to construction video number 160, where we're going to look at some of the construction happening in the new and the old town squares. But before we do that, let's take a look at what's going on at the Paradise Recreation Center. Paradise is all the way up on the north side in the historic section of the villages. This is the first rec center that was built. It's about 35 or 40 years old. It's being torn down and will be replaced with a new recreation center. The AAC has allocated about $30 million to demolish this building and then build an entire new recreation center. I've been in the Paradise Recreation Center a few times, and it's a very nice recreation center, but it was definitely showing its age, so it's time for something new and fresh. Here's an artist rendering of what the new recreation center is going to look like on the outside. Of course, the big question is, how long is it going to take to build the new recreation center? I haven't heard anything official yet, but based on past experience, I would say 12 to 18 months to build this new recreation center. Until it does open, though, I'll be going up from time to time to take additional footage to show you the progress that's happening at the Paradise Recreation Center. This video was shot about a week ago, and I haven't been up to see it since, but my understanding is it's pretty much completely leveled at this point. I know that many are saddened by the loss of this recreation center, but like everything, it gets to a certain point where maintenance costs just don't justify the expense, and plus, the community is changing and new demands are being made that require newer facilities. So, this is just a part of the evolution of the villages as it continues to grow in age. Let's jump on over now to the other side of 441 to the Spanish Springs Town Square. Spanish Springs was the original town square that was built, and it's been around about 35 years. In recent years, it's been undergoing a lot of renovations. They've put apartments in where Katie Bell's used to be, and now they're doing a lot of renovation of the town square itself. As we look at from the aerial view, we can see in front of the Sharon, they've torn up all the sidewalk and they're doing some renovations there. I believe it's going to be some outdoor seating. And as we rotate around, we see more areas that are under construction. Now, this next one, yep, it's a mistake. This isn't under construction. It just looked like it from the air. And once I got a quick look at it, I realized, oops, I was wrong. So let's back up. And we turn a little bit more. And this is where the radio station and World of Beer used to be. It's under renovation. I don't know what's going to go in there. This is the location of the old Katie Bell's. And they're doing a whole bunch of renovations on the front sidewalk area. Obviously, it looks like they're going to be putting some more outdoor seating in here. That's a big thing these days, outdoor seating, especially here in Florida. Don't know the timeline, and I don't know exactly what's going in, but obviously they're investing quite a bit to revitalize this town square. Some people say that they're getting ready to tear it down, they're abandoning it. None of that is true. The developer has way too much money invested in this town square and in the businesses that are tenants here. It just doesn't make sense that they would move on from Spanish Springs and let it turn into something that would be to the detriment of the community. On the southwest side of the square for Spanish Springs is the La Rihanna building. It's currently under renovation. This used to be the home of the Genesis Health Center. That moved over to the Rialto Theater. And now this whole building, it appears to be gutted. As we get to the front view of the building, you'll see that the windows have been removed, and it's pretty much open air right now into this whole building. I haven't heard anything yet on what's going to be going in there, but obviously it's a very prominent building in this town square, so I'm sure they have big plans for it. Yes, right now it's a little bit inconvenient in Spanish Springs, and many of the events that normally happened here have been moved to Lake Sumter Landing and Brownwood, but they'll be back once they complete their renovations of the square. The huge success of Blondie's that's attached to the Sharon Performing Arts Center, I'm sure has given a lot of fuel to these renovations as people have really taken to going to Blondie's before the shows. Just like with the Paradise Recreation Center, I'll keep an eye on these renovations as they continue to progress through the coming months. Let's face it, we're not as young as we once were. Climbing those old-fashioned attic stairs to get the Christmas decorations down or to stow those family treasures is just too dangerous. Magic stairs is the safer alternative. Real steps with safety rails at a safer angle and safety rails in the attic provide the safest attic access available. Having troubles getting things to and from the attic? The Magic Attic Lift can be there to help. Designed by Village's resident Ron Berner, every Magic Stairs and Magic Attic Lift is custom built in their Ocala, Florida factory and installed by their technicians. Why take chances? For less than the cost of one emergency room visit, you can have Magic Stairs installed in your home. Magic Stairs, the safer, more convenient alternative. This is the new Super Walmart being built at the corner of 44 and Morse Boulevard, diagonally across from the Rohan Rec Center. It's hard to say how it's progressing. However, if you go by during the evening hours, you can see that they have the power on inside and they're putting up walls and doing lots of other interior work. So I expect it to be done probably in about 2 months. Turning back to the west now, we get a look at the gas station that's being built as part of this Super Walmart. What's not shown in this scene started occurring a couple of days ago after this was shot, and that's the road work on State Road 44 that's being done to accommodate the entrance into this new Walmart. And as we rotate to the right, there's also going to be another entrance right here by the gas station. Additional traffic lights are planned for the entrances into this Walmart to help control the traffic that's going to occur as people visit this new store. A little farther to the east on State Road 44 is another curb cut that was originally planned for an entrance into here. But as you can see by the curbs that are already installed in the parking lot, this entrance probably is not going to be used. Alright, so let's move on down now to Eastport. Ahead is the Eastport Hotel. Now, they've been sitting on information on Eastport for quite a while. They haven't been letting out much, but in the last couple of weeks, maybe a month and a half or so, they've been letting out a little bit more information, and I've kind of piled it all together, and here we go. So again, this is the Eastport Hotel. It's going to have about 120 rooms. In it is 2 restaurants. One is called Yamas. It's a Mediterranean-style restaurant. The other is Sundays, which is an ice cream store. What's in this right here? I don't know. Probably this is where the Yamas restaurant is going to be. Just beyond it is one of the restrooms, and then coming into view, this is one of the drink or beer kiosks. And then off in the distance, in the back, is Prime and Embers. We'll get another look at that in just a minute. Coming into view, this is the entertainment area that's all covered. This looks like it's going to be very nice. The blue building beyond the palm trees is Oak and Stone, another bar and grill type restaurant. The blue store behind the big oak tree is Mazzarita's Tacos and Tequila's Cantina. And then we have the sales office, and of course we have the Olympia Recreation Center. And then coming into view is the Olympia Pool, and you can see it's already filled with water. Rotating around now, we see Sunset Island. And down on the island is this little statue. Looks like some sort of little dog. An interesting feature, but there's lots of statuary around the Eastport downtown development. Here's the big seating area on Sunset Island that faces the entertainment area. You can see there's multiple sections where you can set up your chairs, and there are several sets of stairs between the palm trees. It looks like it'll be a great place to enjoy the music when they start having it on a nightly basis. And as we go farther into Sunset Island, there's a big grassy area and these winding walking paths. So you'll be able to sit on the grass and listen to the music, or maybe set your chairs up. And of course, you'll be able to walk around on the island itself. Lots of interesting trees that they've planted there. We'll move around to the back side of the island, and we can see the children's play area just to the right of the boathouse or the dragon boat docks. The blue building is the boathouse for the dragon boats and the canoe and kayak rental. We're going to fly back down towards the sales office, and you'll see this blue star on the ground. Now, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I believe it's going to be like a mini entertainment area. And then, of course, they have the seating that looks down over the water. So it kind of has a dual purpose, it looks like. We'll see better as things progress and they start opening up more and more parts of Sunset Island and the Eastport downtown area. Far and Away Mobile Pet Grooming provides professional grooming services right outside your home. Their state-of-the-art mobile grooming salon won't disturb your neighbors with loud noises or smelly fumes, providing a less stressful grooming experience with no more contact with other pets and their germs. With nearly 50 years combined professional grooming experience, Village's residents Eric and Sharon McFarland bring their expertise and full line of competitively priced services to your home. Big dogs or small, they do them all. I trust them with my Sully and Lily, and you can trust them with yours. Far and Away, they're the best mobile groomer in the Villages. Now this is a little different view of Sunset Island. We're going to go over the bridge, and then we'll get to see the whole island from above. Now this whole red area here, it appears to be set up so that they can have, again, another entertainment area, maybe a small band or something like that. The two people in the image give you a pretty good idea of just how big this area is. Now we're going to continue to fly over the rest of the island where the walking paths are and where they've planted all these trees. Some of them are kind of bent different ways. With the palm trees, I guess it's supposed to look like it was a storm or something. I don't know. We'll see. As we continue out over the water, we look into the village of Lagrange. People in Lagrange are going to get to enjoy the music every night. This is the Lagrange Neighborhood Recreation Center and Pool. And then there's this big open area. I have found nothing on what it's going to be, but we're going to keep a close eye on it as time goes by. Coming up next is a different view of Eastport Drive. The top is looking north, and then the left and right bottom images are looking left and right at the same position as we go along. The first thing we see on the right is the Citizens First Wealth Advisors. Will they change their name with the sale of the bank? I don't know. Not much else is known about what's going in on Eastport Drive. But as we fly down, you can see that there's still a lot of work to go, a lot of trees to be planted, a lot of cleanup, and work to finish construction of the buildings before they can open up this area. So it's got to be pretty much done, with the exception of the infill of the buildings, before they'll let people in here. Now, coming up on the left, this two-story building is Prime and Embers. This is Fred Carmapour's new restaurant. It's going to be a high-end restaurant. I'm really looking forward to trying it. And we'll go back out over the entertainment area. And then we'll turn around and we'll take a look at this alleyway that has between 8 and 10, maybe a dozen little shops that are going in there. Supposedly it's going to have kind of a European theme. We'll see how that goes. The rest of the area is this mid-century modern, which, we're talking the 50s. Honestly, there's not a lot of people that have adult memories of the 50s at this point living in the Villages. So I'm kind of thinking it's getting to be a little out of place in time. And up ahead, just beyond the barrier, is the south entrance to the sales office. Now we're going to jump on down to Middleton. Now, if you remember, about a year ago, I posted this map, and it's proved to be pretty accurate, because we see Victory is in the right spot, Portillo's is in the right spot, Four Rivers is opening soon, it's going to be in the right spot, the Middleton 24, that's the right spot, Abbott's Ice Cream, it's shown here also in red, Haru, this is a Japanese restaurant, it's shown right there, Zunzabar is a beach-themed sports bar, it's right here, and then Coffee for the Soul is going in at the coffee shop. So far, this map has proved pretty accurate. The red areas are restaurants. The gray area next to Victory is the Middleton sales office. Above the word Victory is the developer's main office. And next to Middleton 24, that gray area is the TSG building. On the north side of Central Parkway, where it says gas, that's actually where Chase Bank is going. Next to it on the right is Small Sliders. And a Circle K gas station is going in the gray area on the far left. And Mavis's Tires looks to be going in the right spot. Let's take an aerial view of Middleton now. This is where the Hamlin Hotel is being built. This is going to be a 130-room hotel. As we rotate to the left, this first building is where Haru is. That's going to be a Japanese restaurant. And as we move to our left, Hand and Stone, which I believe is already open, is the gray building. And we'll continue farther down, and the building on the end is another Fiesta Grande, just like the one in Brownwood. The next building is the Four Rivers Smokehouse. It's a barbecue restaurant. You can see the sign on the building already. And we're going to go across the street. And of course, we get to Victory Family Sports Grill, which is always busy. As we move a little farther to the left, we come now to the sales office for Middleton. And then next to it on the corner is Abbott's Ice Cream. There's no news yet on what's going into this building. And then we have the kids' splash area. And then, of course, next to it is the much-awaited Portillo's restaurant, which is already open. And as we come up to the end, just past the Middleton sign, is where the Woodrow's Duck Pin Bowling is going to be. As we cross the street, this area was originally going to be about 50 townhouses, but they've since repurposed it. It's now looking to be commercial area and parking. Now we have Villages Outdoor, which is where you rent your outdoor recreation equipment. And next to it is Zanzibar, which is the beach-themed sports bar. Then we'll rotate around and we'll head back towards Middleton Drive and head down that way to see what's happening there. It's really hard to believe that the schools here in Middleton are now in their third year of operations. Time has really passed quickly, and we've just seen the beginnings of the growth here in the Middleton downtown area. The next 12 months are going to prove to be incredible with the number of new places opening. If you haven't made it down to Middleton yet, you've really missed a treat. Take the time, come on down, have a look around. It's incredible how fast it's growing and how much things are changing each week. Now let's take a trip down Middleton Drive. Once again, we have Four Rivers, and next to it is Wolfgang Bakery. It's a dog grooming and dog treat place. And then the Mustard Seed, Middleton 24. At the end of that building is the offices for TSG. As we come across the street called Peggy Place, we see 4 new buildings. This is the first one. It has some sort of outdoor covered area, probably going to be another restaurant. The first unit in this next building is very grandiose. It has some very tall, open windows. So who knows what that's going to be? Probably some high-end store. And again, more stores. And then this is the 4th building. And again, it looks like more stores. Here we have the bank. Now, on the back side of the bank, starting from the right and moving to our left, we have Mavis Tires, then Small Sliders, a fast food restaurant, then Chase Bank across the street. We have a pharmacy, probably Walgreens or CVS, and then the Circle K. This is the coffee shop that's sat empty for several months now. It's going to be Coffee for the Soul. That's the name of the establishment. This large 2-story building is the developer's office. This light-colored unit at the end is Custom Apparel, where you can get your monogram shirts and hats for your club or the school or whatever you want. They're a really nice company. They do all my shirts. Next up is Provisions. It's a grocery store and other essentials. And right next to it is the Purple Pig. I'm not sure what the Purple Pig is. Sorry. And then just before we get to Victory Family Sports Grill, we have Mainstream Boutique. And then, of course, Victory. I hope you've enjoyed this quick trip down the main streets of our new town squares. Like I said, be sure to go, take a look. Things are changing rapidly. The next few months in Middleton is going to be phenomenal with all the new stores and restaurants opening. Here's the Hamlin Hotel again, and another quick look at the high school. Black Dog Garage Floors, the best flooring choice for your garage. 3/8 inch thick copolymer interlocking textured tiles made in the USA gives your garage that custom look everyone will love, and all for about the same price or less as those pretty paint jobs. Available in a variety of colors and installs in hours, not days. This tough, easy to clean flooring system is resistant to most solvents, battery acid, gas, oil, and moisture, and even if it does get damaged, it's easily repairable by simply replacing a tile. Black Dog Garage Floors. It's not just another pretty paint job. We're about 3/4 of a mile south of downtown Middleton, and they've recently opened another park. This is just like the village's neighborhood recreation areas, except not just a pool and a postal station, but they actually put in a whole park facility for the families and kids. We turn around and we see that they've started work at the Church at the Springs Church. It's still at a very early stage, but it's definitely started. At the top of the screen is the old Street of Dreams, and coming into view is the Shallow Creek Country Club and Boosters. Now we're south of the Shallow Creek Championship Golf Course, and as we rotate around, we see the area that's still a couple of years out from being worked on for construction. This area will eventually become another championship golf course and driving range. As we rotate around, Bexley Trail comes into view. The cleared area in the upper left-hand corner that's light-colored is where a cell tower is going. As we continue following Bexley Trail to the northeast, we see the pole barn area. This is where they do the maintenance on all the trucks and construction vehicles that are used in moving all the dirt and all the other heavy work that they do out here. The orange area coming into view is one of the stockpile yards that they built up about a year ago. They're starting to cut it down and transport it up into CDD 16 and other areas as construction continues throughout the villages. Crossing the screen is Marsh Bend Trail, and as we come up to the intersection of Marsh Bend Trail and Bexley Trail, we see they're building a wall. This is going to be for another either villa community or veranda community. We'll fly over Marsh Bend Trail, and now we're looking at the Beautyberry and Honeysuckle Executive Golf Courses. They are coming along very well. It's not going to be long until they're almost going to be ready for play. This subdivision coming up appears to be another set of veranda homes. I say verandas because of A, the walls, and B, the width of the lots. They're much wider than what you normally see for a courtyard villa. We'll continue flying over these, and we get back to the golf course, and you can see that it does look really nice. We've got a couple more subdivisions here. We'll rotate back around, and we'll head generally to the southeast. A few weeks ago, I ran into Kenny Azell, yes, the same Azell as in Azell Rec Center. He's the chief designer for the golf courses here in the villages. And we were talking about some of the courses coming up, and he's real excited about both the championship and executive courses that are on the books coming to the villages. So based on just that conversation with him, there is a lot more coming for golf courses here in the villages. Coming up is the intersection of Bush Boulevard and Marsh Bend Trail. At this corner, you can see that they've already laid out the parking lot for the Mustang Recreation Center. This will be another recreation center like Saluki. Off in the distance, you can see that other huge stockpile yard that are now in the process of cutting down and moving and utilizing that dirt that was moved there a while ago. The road going through the middle of the screen is Marsh Bend Trail. It's got its friction coat, which is the top layer of asphalt, and it's been striped, and the road signs are up on it, so it's basically complete. These two golf courses are laid out end to end, so they tend to meander through the area, which makes for more view sites, both water and golf course frontage, in this area. It's not unrealistic to think that this area is going to be coming available sometime in very early 2026. And now we're back again at Marsh Bend Trail and Bexley Trail. We'll move farther north now to the midsection of CDD 16, right here by Eastport. As we look around, it looks like not much, but there's a lot happening here. They're laying in the deep utilities and getting the road beds ready. That's 470 or Central Parkway up at the top of the screen. Corbin Trail will be extended all the way out to McNeil Drive and will run approximately parallel to Central Parkway. Also through this area, the Meadows Championship Golf Course, a 27-hole course, will meander through these residential areas as well. The area that we're flying over now, the villages of Sandy Hill and Green Grove Hill, are still a good 12 to 18 months away from being anything like what we would normally consider a part of the villages that's getting ready to come online. There's still a tremendous amount of work to do. There always is. This normally takes between 2 to 3 years just to make the land ready for the homes to be built. While it may not look like much now, this area has changed a tremendous amount in the last couple of years. Coming up in a future video is going to be a then and now segment where I compare the area south of Monarch Grove to what it was a couple of years ago and what it looks like today. You'll be amazed at how much has changed. Now let's jump north to the next traffic circle where McNeil Drive and Bexley Trail meet. This is just south of the Bexley Bridge, and as we rotate around, we'll fly up along the roadbed that's under construction. You can just make it out in the ground as we continue to fly. It's off on the right side of the screen. McNeil Drive will basically parallel the Florida Turnpike, meet up with Corbin Trail, and then eventually will meet up with Central Parkway, and then continue its way south all the way to County Road 471 near Bevel's Corner. In the map in the lower left corner, the colored areas are the different subdivisions, and the white areas are where the golf courses and retention ponds are located. As you can see, there's a whole lot of golf courses and retention ponds in this area. I'll fly back now to Bexley Trail, and we'll parallel it, looking at the construction going on in the villages of Lagrange and Edenfield.
Hi, I'm Jeff Monash with Village Air Filters. Are you tired of wasting money on throwaway paper air filters? I can save you money with my lifetime permanent washable air filters. Just buy it once and never buy another air filter again. Rinse it out and then just slide it right back in. My filters are custom made in the US and they have a lifetime warranty. Give me a call at 352-388-1230 or visit my website at villageairfilters.com.
This is Ferguson Court, and coming up is Shoop Loop, two areas that are part of the village of Edenfield. We're going to take another look at Edenfield in just a second, and you'll see just how crazy the building is going on, and it's just about sold out. Now they're focusing on the village of Lagrange. This is the 6th hole of the Woodlands golf course and the tee boxes for the 7th hole. The main road going along the bottom of the screen is Edenfield Run, and as we move farther to the west, you'll see that the homes get farther and farther along. And as we get over this loop of Edenfield Run, you can see it's crazy. Trying to get back there, it's a parking lot. At the top of the screen is part of the village of Oak Hollow. The two main roads going through this section, that is just to the east, Corbin Trail, are Summers Run and Keenan Court. And yes, it's also a parking lot during the day. You can see a lot of the truck traffic on the road as I was flying this. We'll make another quick trip over Edenfield Run as we head back to the starting point and get ready for the next and final segment of this video. The final segment of this video takes us to the Woodlands Championship Golf Course, Clubhouse and Restaurant, as well as the Blanchard Recreation Center. As you can see, the Woodlands Clubhouse looks nearly finished on the outside, and there's a lot of interior work going on the inside. No official opening date has been mentioned yet, but I suspect it'll be before the end of the year that the Woodlands Championship Course will be open for business. We'll move on now to the Blanchard Recreation Center. As you can see, a lot of exterior work is going on. They're putting in the windows and doors, and many of the outside recreational activities are already built. They've even started building the pool. We'll take a fly around and look at all of these as we get ready to end this video. I'd like to take this moment to thank my sponsors. Their support is really essential for making these videos possible. Please support my sponsors as they support me. Also, please be sure to catch my live broadcast every Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock at youtube.com/goldwingnut. I talk about the villages, Sumter County. I'll answer your questions about the things you want to talk about, and I'll do my best to keep you up to date with the latest news and factual information about what's going on in our area. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As always, I implore you to seek out the good things in life and live life to its fullest. Life is too short, power is fleeting, physical beauty lasts but a short while. All those who live long enough will too also become weak and very vulnerable at some point. Let us be humble, help the sick, help the weak, the vulnerable, and most of all remember that one day we too will exit the stage. I'm Don Wiley. Have a great day.